I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby. Oh. What is it? Even though the party not my vibe, still I go turn it up me there with my bride. Still I go burn it up in a fashion and style. I set a grade a bubble up in a pipe. Well, turn it up again, burn it up again. From your hear that tune a drop and just money pull up again. Mount a woman in the place and me say look how much of them still you me love, baby, me swear. Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so we are back with you for another day here on WEFM's Activated Mornings program. And you have in studio Dianna, Cain, and myself, Roleza Samuel. And at this time, as per usual, we are joined by PeeJohn for his commentary. So, PeeJohn, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning to both of you. When the car should need to hold on to your seats.
All right. You're going to be a rough ride?
I've listened to you both complain about the paucity of the quality young men who could make good partners and lifelong companions. You often give the impression that the dating pool is empty or muddy. Hence, a good young man is hard to find. And for all young adult females who live in this situation, I offer some advice.
Let me get up my pen and my paper.
And the advice is, get yourself a sugar daddy.
Hey.
So the question is, what are the benefits of having a sugar daddy? The notion of a sugar daddy refers to an older, financially established male partner who is ready, willing, and able to support a younger female companion. While it's not for everyone, these arrangements can offer tangible benefits when entered into with transparency and mutual respect and agreement. And here are some advantages that young women often experience when engaged in sugar daddy relationships. One is financial support. One of the most obvious benefits is financial stability. From help with tuition or rent or other bills, purchase of luxury gifts, financial assistance, all this can ease stress and create opportunities for personal growth. Two, access to an otherwise affluent lifestyle. Sugar daddies often introduce their partners to quality experiences, fine dining, travel, exclusive events that may not be accessible otherwise. And another important one, number 3, is mentorship and networking. Sugar daddies, especially those who are successful as professionals in business, these relationships can open doors to valuable mentorship and connections, especially for those starting their careers or building businesses. In other words, it could be part of a network, part of the grapevine. And emotional support and companionship. Despite what other people may think, and despite these stereotypes, many sugar daddy relationships involve genuine companionship. Clear expectations and open communication often lead to supportive and respectful dynamics. And finally, personal safety and security. Sugar daddies are least likely to engage in abuse as they are most sensitive, affectionate, and caring to their young companions. Let me end by saying a sugar daddy relationship is a personal choice to be engaged in by adults. When approached with clarity, respect, and honesty, it can be a mutually beneficial experience for both parties. And that is my rant for the day.
I see you've given this a lot of thought, PeeJohn. I just have one question before you go, right? Do you have anybody who you could recommend? You don't have to say the name on air, right?
But
anybody you want to recommend to us, multiple.
You have quite a number of older gentlemen who frequently call your program. And I think there's an underlying attraction I sense when they call. So we could start from there.
Okay, well, apart from those, we want another set of people who we could draw from. Right? Because we don't need those who are so vocal.
To do that.
You're not in a position to
do that. No.
Tomorrow.
Think about it and let us know. Okay, PeeJohn? I'm sure you can come up with a few.
And by the way, today's rant is not an advertisement on my part.
Well, that's what I was kind of wondering too. All right, thanks, PeeJohn. All right. So that was an interesting one from PeeJohn this morning. Oh, the benefits of having a sugar daddy. Good morning, SVG. Good morning, region. Good morning to those of you listening to us internationally. We are back with you for another activated morning here on WEFM in beautiful SVG. We trust that everyone had a great night and that you're up and ready to go for today. Hump day. All right. 2 more days to go, or 3, depending on how you look at it. All right. So Dianna and I are back with you. All right. So Dianna, good morning to you.
Hi. Good morning, Roleza. Good morning to all of our listeners. Another beautiful day with activated mornings. And look how hot we started this morning. Hot and sweet, sugar. Yeah.
You're not supposed to watch Dianna sometimes. All right. Dianna, what's your thoughts regards to what PeeJohn said?
Big up PeeJohn one time. PeeJohn, muchas gracias. Well, I like how PeeJohn came with the topic this morning, and then he laid out some of the things that are, he made Sugar Daddy and sound so amazing this morning. It sounded like a something that is set up professionally. It probably is to some extent, but John should have brought some names, a list of names as well that would go with. Initially, when he started talking about our issues with the things we talk about with dating, I thought he was going to say, well, here are a list of young men or men but we like the sugar daddy part. To be honest with you, would I, Dianna Cain, facilitate sugar daddy, sugar baby situations? Before I told myself, nah, because I've had older men try to talk to me and I didn't really like them. I wasn't feeling them like that. And I didn't, I couldn't use somebody just because if I don't like them. So I was like, no. But I'm telling you, if the man is suitable physically, and he could do all of the things that PeeJohn listed there, the 5 things, then probably. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge if and when we get to it. Let's see.
All right.
Your turn.
Well, the thing is, I've never really given this any sort of serious consideration. I suppose for me, it depends on maturity. I can date older and I can date younger. And to be honest, I think once you pass 35, you can date any age, right? I legit think that you can date any age once you pass 35, right? But would I be with, you see, what PeeJohn did to that I'm in agreement with is having those clear rules, right? Because would I do this? I don't know.
Let me see if you would do this. Fine. Well, I know that Roleza is a boss woman, and boss women don't need any, you don't necessarily appeal to boss women talking about finance because they got that covered. But it's a plus. Look at that extra money to order extra stuff for your businesses. Imagine you ordering all this whole half a container, let's say, and you don't gotta pay for it. Okay, that's one. Access to affluent lifestyles. Roleza, we look at the yachts. Hello now. We look at the yachts from where we are. I would not mind looking at land from the yachts. Right. The mentorship and networking I really like because I like sitting down with older persons at times, and because they've walked certain paths that I haven't, they are able to give me information on that, go through or networking. Now that's a big thing, especially networking is so important because there are a lot of things you can get out of that, a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities. So yeah, man, link me. Come on. Emotional support again, somebody who's older and I am assuming a little bit wiser, more mature. Well. Yeah, so they could be able to, we could have sensible conversations and definitely have that emotional support and companionship. If you can run too fast, we stay home and play cards or something.
But you know, the thing of it is that we tend to have this opinion of women who date older men, and the assumption always is that she's dating him for his money.
Yeah.
True. Right? So let's even say if it's a case of love, do I really want to have to take on? I mean, really, I probably won't care what society have to think neither, right? But would I really want to have to deal with that initial pressure of what? Really, I probably won't care what society have to think neither, right? But good morning, Joshua.
Yeah, good morning. I would like PeeJohn to come on tomorrow and explain this one to you. I ain't gonna be no sugar daddy to nobody because I'm not a farmer.
Because you're not listening to you. That is why you wouldn't be a sugar daddy to anybody.
Listen. I would be a gigolo any day. So PeeJohn, come on tomorrow and tell us what's, give us the definition of a gigolo.
All right.
I wouldn't go wrong with any broke ASS woman. No way. Gotta have money, man.
All right, Joshua. Yeah, I don't know. I as much as I am independent in thought and independent in terms of where women stand, I still do believe that love exists, right? So I do still think that I can be with somebody, regardless of what the age is, in a sense, based on love and not so much about the benefits that they can give me. I rather know that we can build things together, that we could build a life together, we could build a business together, or whatever it is together. But I don't know, PeeJohn had me a little bit stumped because I've never really given this some thought. No, if a man with money comes along, I'd ask him where he been all this whole time, because I really would have preferred to not have to go through certain things that I went through in life, in terms of struggling financially and all of that. But I don't know. If he comes and he meets me now, it's like really and truly at this point, it might be more of companionship that would be needed, and maybe to help to build business or build businesses. But in terms of looking to this man for a way out, I wouldn't need to look to him for a way out at this time. But I mean, to each their own, and as long as both parties know what is the deal, right? You explain things from the from the very beginning. I know that I always joke around and say I want a sugar-free sugar daddy, because I don't want anybody asking me for anything. I want you to see me and like me and, believe in me and, just hand me the money, right? And I promise you that I will make the best use of your money. But, one of the other things when I look at this topic is, I remember a woman once, we had time, I could speak real fast. I remember one time a lady looked at me and she's like, wait, so you have your own this and you have your own that. And she's like, I'm not even going to be interested in you. And when she said it, I was like, what? She was an older woman. But then when she explained it, I understood what she meant, because she's saying that there are times when men like women who are still dependent on them, who are still going to be wanting them to do this and that. So what you tend to find is that the sugar daddies want the girls who are all glammed up, right? Their hair on fleek, their nails done. They want the hot girls, right? They give their money to women who spend money on sort of what frivolous things, right? A man is not necessarily going to keep a young girl who is going to take his money and push a business or put it into savings, right?
Well, let's just close the notepad. Bye-bye.
Right? So unless we're going to get to hot girl status, we might find it difficult to find a sugar daddy.
You know what, PeeJohn, thanks for the advice and thanks for the points. Guess that's it.
Yeah, because when I look at men in society who have money and who they spend their money on, is always the girls who outside, who in parties all the time, whose hair always done, nails always done. I've never had a man approach me and say, well, Roleza, I believe in you. let me just give you some money to help you with your business. Never once had a man tell me that. But should I have turned out to be a hot girl when the full essence of what a hot girl is, I might have done get you a long time ago.
Come on. Of course.
All right. So with that, we are heading on out as the time is quickly approaching 7:35. And we're going to jump into today's traffic talk.